Hello. Hi, guys. Okay, today's episode is going to be a little different, a little more fun, loosey-goosey, if you will. Hopefully you guys watch for this one because I am working on a little gem painting. No, I will not be taking any crap about it. Yes, it helps heal my inner child. Yes, I used to think inner child work was like total BS and sounded like so weird. And now I am a full believer. In fact, my inner child just moved in a couple of weeks ago. Shout out to Lexi, little Lexi. She's cool. She's here. She likes SpongeBob a lot. So we've been watching SpongeBob lately. Whatever. We'll talk about inner child work another time. Hello. Welcome back to In Sync with Alexi. I'm so happy you guys are here. Marlon's here. We're having a good time. Except there's definitely been like a little bit of drama in my personal life lately, mostly because I received an email out of the blue from one of my former editors who was berating me and belittling me and told me that I should end my podcast immediately because it's so bad. Because according to him, it's such shit and it's so bad. And me talking about the double standards in media a couple of episodes back. I know a lot of you guys liked that one, but apparently he didn't like that one. Me talking about the double standards in media and the RFK Jr. sexting scandal. He thought it was highly inappropriate for me to talk about that. But more than that, he was like, your little podcast isn't going to take your career where you think it is. I strongly suggest you end the podcast now. All of this trash and chum you're talking could threaten Zach's job. Literally, he told me that me discussing these things on the podcast could threaten my boyfriend's job. Excuse me, what? What? Not only did he prove the entire point of that episode in his email, but it really just got me thinking about how there are so many people, but especially men, and especially men I've worked with in media, who simply do not have control of their emotions. They just simply do not have control of their emotions. But he's like one of many people I've worked with and who I know who are, adults. Okay, so 50 plus. This man is over 50 years old. By the way, I have not talked to this man in years. He doesn't even work in media anymore. I don't even know where he lives or what he's doing, but it's nothing relevant or interesting. I'm shocked that he even listened to the podcast. I'm not going to lie. He's not exactly the demo I had in mind, but hey, I will take all the listens and downloads. But it's just bizarre that he would reach out in general. But he's a good example of so many of the people I've worked with and I know in life who just do not have control of their emotions. They've clearly never been to therapy. They have no interest in learning how they can better get control of their own emotions so that they have better interpersonal relationships. It's just wild. I think at the very least, I'm shocked to know that at his old age, he thinks that sending a note like that is appropriate. I'm not his daughter. I don't work for him. We're not even in each other's lives really in any way at all whatsoever. Like I said, he doesn't even work in media anymore. So, and it really got me thinking though, rather than wasting my time talking about this man and his lack of control over his own feelings, it got me thinking about how I'm really bad at feeling angry. Anger is the hardest emotion for me to feel, and it's so hard for me to feel and to sit with that I will often just get over things very quickly, and I can look past the most heinous behavior. You guys, I like to dunk on my exes, like, haha, whatever, we kiki here, so I'm going to keep it real with you guys. But, I obviously have been toxic in the past myself, and I also have been someone who has had so little self-worth that I would truly look past the most heinous behavior. And I just am unwilling to look past people being actively awful to me, or people coming to me and being mean to me in my space, in my home, in whatever way. If you're going to go out of your way to be mean to me, then there is a way for me to respond that allows me to not only stand up for myself, but to show that person I'm not someone you can walk all over. And I don't know what you thought about me, but I'm not someone who's going to sit here and take that kind of treatment from anyone. I deserve kindness and respect at the very least. And if you cannot give that to me, do not contact me. Do not talk to me. It's that simple. That simple. But anger is really hard for me to feel. Are any of you guys like that? So I've been willing to overlook a lot of behaviors in the past, a lot of shitty stuff in the past, and I just don't want to do that anymore. So this whole situation with the crazy drive-by email got me thinking about different ways to respond to the haters. It got me thinking about how it is surprising to me, again, as someone who has a really hard time feeling anger, because I guess like I just was taught that it wasn't allowed and that I had to be like happy or positive about things. And also I never learned like healthy ways to express my anger. I only learned that it was acceptable to express anger like, you know, through yelling and things like that. And that's not at all who I want to be anymore. And it's not who I've been for a while now. But like, it's been difficult. I should do a whole episode on anger, honestly. Going to boxing has been one of the most amazing ways for me to learn to take out my anger, especially like related to the childhood trauma stuff. But it can be difficult. It can be really difficult. Obviously, like sitting with your feelings is helpful to get through them, but especially anger, like sitting with the anger. That's why in part I didn't want to just like get over this email and be like, whatever, he doesn't matter. He's irrelevant. I don't care. The email hit on so many like personal insecurities, professional insecurities. It was totally uncalled for, completely out of line. And it's worth me thinking about my anger and how it feels in my body, where I feel it in my body, how I can express it in ways that helps rechannel my energy in a more productive way, but also stays true to the visceral feeling that comes with anger. So let's talk about a couple of ways to respond to the haters without, I just think there are times when I want to be like, F you, I hate you, shut up, how dare you? I just want to be mean back to people sometimes, but that's not a helpful way to express our anger. So here are like more mature ways to say that I've been thinking about. Okay. This one's like not that mature, but it's kind of funny. And also like I've used it a couple of times and it's iconic. It makes you feel like an iconic diva. Let's say someone reaches out or they send you some sort of nasty message, whatever. It could be an example like this email I got being like, strongly suggest you change your email, blah, blah, stop your podcast, whatever. What a strange thing to say. What a strange thing to say. Literally, that's it. That's the only thing you need to write. What a strange thing to say. Not only will it make the person feel instantly stupid, but it's really just like a very simple way to reclaim your agency in a situation where someone is trying to tell you something about yourself, especially when that someone is wrong. What a strange thing to say. I saw that on TikTok or something, like a TikTok video or an Instagram reel like a year or two ago, and it just stuck with me because I was like, man, that's one of those things that really will just stop the person in their tracks. And it's really difficult to come back, like to say something to that. The other person will likely just explode or be done and move on. Okay. Oh, this next one's amazing. I learned it from one of my exes. Are you okay? Just literally asking someone, are you okay? I included that in my response to my editor who sent this nasty email. I was like, this email is completely out of line. Are you okay? Honestly, I do think you have to be unwell to send a note like that. But when someone is blowing up and clearly their emotions are taking control of how they interact with you, it's worth asking, are you okay? They can interpret that however they want, but it's another response where the other person doesn't really have anywhere to go rhetorically. And it puts the focus on them and their behavior, which is usually out of line, especially when they're a hater. Oh, this one's so funny. This one's incredible. Like, if someone like just starts giving you their opinion on something about you, or like comments and is like, ugly shoes, or that's not your color, or like whatever anything mean, just be like, I didn't ask for the op-ed. I didn't ask for the op-ed, Jenna. Didn't ask for the op-ed, Susan, Steven, Glenn. I didn't ask for the op-ed is so good. It's also fun and funny to use like casually, but it is incredible to say to the haters, I didn't ask for the op-ed, bitch. Bye. Okay, this next one, very simple, direct, straightforward. I also use this in my email response to the hater. I was like, please do not contact me again. Please do not contact me again. Please do not contact me moving forward. Any variation of that is very helpful, direct. You're setting boundaries, which is incredibly important, because one thing I hate is feeling like you're getting just like this drive-by like beating from someone who's like sending you this crazy email out of nowhere, and you're having a totally fine day. You're worried about yourself. You're not worried about anyone else. And then you just get this crazy email from someone who is just being so aggressive. Please do not contact me again. I hate that other people have unfettered access to me. Anyone these days, obviously, like with social media and email and everything, we all kind of have unfettered access to each other. But I hate that I can't control everyone who can contact me. Obviously, I blocked him after that. I blocked him on email and on cell, which is very helpful. Okay, this one is also helpful, especially in like professional settings or customer service type settings or whatever. If someone's like raising their voice with you or yelling at you, it's like, we can talk when you get your emotions under control. Or how about we revisit this when you're not so emotional? I think that's totally solid to say. And also, it really just gives someone the choice to calm down right then and there if they want to have an actual conversation with you about something, or if they need something from you, whatever. How about we talk about this when you've calmed down? When you're able to speak to me more respectfully, then I'm happy to revisit this topic with you. Unless you can speak to me respectfully, I don't feel comfortable talking to you. I don't want to continue this conversation until and unless you can speak to me with respect. Simple. Simple. Everybody deserves kindness and respect, point blank, period. End of the day. Bottom line. And finally, of course, most times no response is the best response. But like I said, I'm in an era where I'm here to stand up for myself, and I am here to let people know directly that if you come for me, if you actively go out of your way to come and hurt me, then you will be hearing from me, and you will learn very quickly that that's not going to happen, that can't happen anymore, that actually it's not okay to come for me, and I'm not just going to sit there and take it anymore. So you have another thing coming to you, and you know who you are. Are you guys watching Love is Blind DC? Because we got to talk about Steven. We need to talk about Steven, you guys. Not only did he call Monica a mutt, which guys, I call myself a mutt. And maybe that's not, whatever. It's not like the cutest joke. But I call myself a mutt. If someone else called me a mutt, I would be like, what? What did you just say? You cannot call someone else a mutt. You cannot call someone else a mutt. You cannot call someone else a mutt. Yes, we're making the jokes ourselves. It's like self-deprecating humor. Haha. Steven, Baby, Steven. White passing Steven. No, baby, you cannot call Monica a mutt. Okay, let's roll that one back. Let's reel it in real quick, sir. Let's reel it in, Steven. You're getting a little too comfortable. Okay, you need to chill out. Getting a little too comfortable here. He called her a mutt. Red flag number 1. Red flag number 2. He said that his dad is 3/5 black, you guys. 3/5. What? I'm sorry, what? Guys. What? 3/5? That is the reddest red flag I've ever seen in my life, and I love a good red flag, and I am sprinting away from that man. 3/5. Okay. I think this man is very familiar with the 3/5 compromise. He longs for the days when black people only counted as a fraction of a person. My dude, 3/5 black. Give me a break. Give me a break. But the best moment from Steven, and obviously this is like a red flag, but it's mostly hilarious. And maybe I only thought about this because I'm very online and political. When he was saying that he voted for Trump the first time, and he goes, I voted for Trump the first time, but get this, I'm black. But get this, I voted for Trump the first time, but get this, I'm black. What do you mean? So what are you saying, Steven? What do you mean by but get this? So is that, okay, so if you knew you were black, if you knew you were biracial before 2016, would you have voted for him? Why wasn't that her first follow-up question? I have some questions, Steven. I have some questions. I mostly just want to know, like if you had found out before 2016 that you are biracial, would you have voted for Donald Trump? Do you say the N-word now? Have you said the N-word now since you found out that you're biracial, Steven? My God. Anyway, Leo, obviously everyone's already talked about Leo. I do love art, and I am jealous that he's an art dealer. Not jealous, I guess intrigued by the fact that he's an art dealer. It's just amazing. I'm obsessed. We're making new friends with our neighbors, Savannah and Alan. I'm obsessed with them. Guys, it's really hard to make friends when you're older. It's really hard to make friends. Thank God they live in the same floor as us, but like, man, I don't know how you guys are making friends. How are you guys making friends as adults? Truly. I feel like men are better at making friendships than women, mostly because you guys can just like bond over recalling and naming old athletes. You know, and I feel like you guys get over fights really easily. Like you guys could like have a blowout fight and then you're like fine the next day. But I'm having a hard time making and maintaining friendships in my adult years, and I need help big time. So you guys let me know. But yeah, we started watching Love is Blind DC with our neighbors, and that was a good fun excuse to be like putting our foot in the door, literally and figuratively, of making a new friendship. So I'm very happy about that. But anyway, guys, this has been a fun little low-key episode. Thank you for doing my little gem painting with me. I need to talk more about my hobbies. Oh, also, I'm going to do a bonus AMA episode, so we will do that very soon. But anyway, I just wanted to share some tips, tricks of the trade. Word to the Wise, my new series, Word to the Wise, helping you have better conversations by understanding your emotions better and communicating in a way that is clearer and truer to yourself. Anyway, guys, rate, subscribe, leave a comment. Honestly, though, please leave 5-star review. Please, 5 stars, guys. All you have to do is click the little button, 5 stars. It matters big time. Big time. You know, when you're filtering to look for things and you can filter by like ratings, mine's never going to show up in the filter for people unless we get more ratings. So I need more help. I need help, guys. I need help. Please rate 5 stars, but give me your honest opinion. Obviously, at the end of the day, we really just need to boost the number of ratings that I have. So please, wherever you're listening, leave a review. Give me 5 stars. Thank you so much. Share this with a friend. Be good to yourself and others. And remember that, like, we don't have to have it all figured out, but we can figure it out together. And you can be kind to people even when you have constructive criticism. Or even when you have a different opinion, you can still be nice. I'm always telling people this on my TikTok live. I'm like, guys, I don't care if we have different opinions, but just be nice about it. Like, I don't care. I'm happy to talk about stuff that I disagree with or whatever, but just be nice. Totally chill and relax, you know? Happy October. We've started our spooky movie marathon, which, like, truly we're watching a scary movie every day for the rest of the month, and I will report back. We watched whatever that new movie is on Netflix last night, and it was actually really good. It reminded me of Talk to Me. It was actually really good. They had a suitcase and a game. They were switching personalities, body. Anyway, whatever. I'll see you guys soon. Love you. Bye.